And I said, Solomon, I'm completely with you on this one. I'm putting together a visual for you to take into the board meeting. Hold tight. This is what I sent Solomon.
I just recorded myself for 12 minutes on accident. And then I almost didn't start the recording for this whole video. If you would like some more crazy stuff like that, then go check out my stream. I stream 4 times a week on YouTube and on Twitch, my other YouTube, so go check out those links down below. Also, my Patreon that has more content on there that you haven't seen if you haven't joined.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you work here?
No.
How come you told me to get rid of the water then?
I saw you coming in with water. There's no water. That's the rules.
Today, we are going to watch This Is What Happens When You Reply to Spam Email.
A few years ago, I got one of those spam emails. And it managed to get through my spam filter. I'm not quite sure how, but it's turned up in my inbox, and it was from a guy called Solomon Odonka. I know. It went like this. It said, hello, James Veach. I have an interesting business proposal I want to share with you, Solomon.
I mean, I'm already interested. The only context I could really add to this video is personal experience with spam emails. Haven't really responded to a lot of them. In fact, so worried that everything's a scam and no one means anything that they say that they're gonna do. And if you click on anything, something bad will happen, that I probably miss out endless amounts of opportunity of people actually trying to do business with me because I just do not go through my email.
Now, my hand was kind of hovering on the delete button, right? As you are, I was looking at my phone. I thought I could just delete this, or I could do what I think we've all always wanted to do. And I said, Solomon, your email intrigues me.
Oh my.
And the game was afoot.
Don't like cutting it off. I think the suspense is ruined whenever you do that, but we know how it is here. Copyright. So, first guess, of course, is we would like to send you something, but you have to give us a MoneyGram so we can send this thing to you. Maybe they'll even want an address and a bunch of your information so they can send something to you first, supposedly. But then you have to wire, money for them to be able to ship it, or for them to be able, to send you the $9,000.
He said, Dear James Veach, we shall be shipping gold to you. You will earn 10% of any gold you distribute. So I knew I was dealing with a professional.
Obviously.
I said, how much is it worth? He said, we will start with a smaller quantity. I was like, ah. And then he said, of 25 kilograms.
Being 55 pounds a small amount?
The worth should be about 2.5 million. I said, Solomon, if we're going to do it, let's go big. I can handle it.
Already love the fact that he not only, he's scamming and wasting the time of the scammer, but he in turn made money off of the scammer. Assuming? I mean, how much did he get from this skit of a guy trying to get money out of him? He made money off of the guy instead. Great.
How much gold do you have? He said, it's not a matter of how much gold. How much is you're capable of handling? What? We can start with 50 kilograms as a trial shipment. I said, 50 kilograms? There's no point doing this at all unless you're shipping at least a metric ton. So what do you do for a living?
Love that. Well, how else have you heard of me and you got my email? assumed you knew what I did for a living since you reached out to me with a proposition. If they don't already know that this person's being sarcastic and they haven't stepped away and they're still emailing back, I can only imagine them foaming at the mouth like, oh my gosh, he wants double? He wants even more! Message him, like, hurry!
I said I'm a hedge fund executive bank manager. This isn't the first time I've shared bullion, my friend. No. Then I started to panic. I was like, now look, where are you based? I don't know about you, but I think we're going via the postal service. It ought to be signed for. Right, that's a lot of gold. He said, oh, not be easy to convince my company to do a larger quantity shipment. I said,
Oh, well, I'll have to talk to them. I don't know if I can make this work.
He said, oh, not be easy to convince my company to do a larger quantity shipment. And I said, Solomon, I'm completely with you on this one. I'm putting together a visual for you to take into the board meeting. Hold tight. This is what I sent Solomon.
I love the troll. Oh my gosh. It's even funnier to think you get a response to this.
I don't know if we have any statisticians in the house, but there's definitely something going on. I said, Solomon, attach this email, you'll find a helpful chart. I've had one of my assistants run the numbers. We need to be shipping as much gold as possible. There's always a moment where they try to tug your heartstrings, and this was it for Solomon. He said, I will be so much happy if the deal goes well, because I'm going to get a very good commission as well. And I said, that's amazing. What are you going to spend your cut on? And he said, on real estate, what about you? I thought about it for a long time. And I said one word. Hummus.
Perfect. Thought the tugging at the heartstrings would be something about how he's going to lose his home, or he has a sick relative. May come later whenever he starts feeling like this guy's not serious. He's not just cooperating and sending the money. Might be important to note before moving on, I actually thought that it said humans. Which could have been really funny too, just for like different direction purposes.
It's going places. I was in Sainsbury's the other day, and there are like 30 different varieties. Also, you can cut up carrots, and you can dip them. Have you ever done that? Solomon! He said, I have to go to bed now. Till tomorrow. Have sweet dreams. I didn't know what to say. I said, bonsoir, my golden nugget. Bonsoir.
So extra. I don't even know what to say or interject. First signs of maybe being fed up.
Guys, you have to understand, this has been going for like weeks, albeit hitherto the greatest weeks of my life, but I had to knock it on the head. It was getting a bit out of hand. Friends were saying to me, James, do you want to come out for a drink? I was like, I can't, mate. I'm expecting an email about some gold. You know. So I figured I had to knock it on the head. I had to take it to a ridiculous conclusion. So I thought I concocted a plan. I said, look, Solomon, I'm concerned about security. When we email each other, we need to use a code. And he agreed. And I said, Solomon, I spent all night coming up with this code. We need to use it in all further correspondence. Lawyer. Gummy bear. Bank, cream egg. Legal, fizzy cola bottle, claim peanut M&Ms, documents, jelly beans, Western Union. Guys, a giant gummy lizard.
I think the best part is coming up with the code in the email. So when these guys are, they get in trouble and they're using code so you can't decipher they did anything wrong, that's the joke. I can already see this video leading a lot of people after watching it to wasting scammers' time. At least everybody who didn't saw this video and now do.
I knew these were all words they use, right? I said, please call me Kit Kat and all further correspondence.
Kit Kat!
I didn't hear back. I thought, I've gone too far. I've gone too far. So I had to backpedal a little bit. I said, look, Solomon, Is the deal still on? Kit Kat. Because you have to be consistent. Then I did get an email back from him. He said, the business is on, I'm trying, blah, 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 blah. I said, dude, you have to use the code.
The business is on, and I am trying to raise the balance for the lawyers so that he can submit all of the needed legal documents to the bank for the claim process to start. Can you assist with some funds? Send to my name 1,500 euros via Western Union, Solomon.
Cool. Great job, man. I mean, I thought you were really retarded. You're just as good as that quirky kid, and he's actually retarded.
I said, dude, you have to use the code. What followed is the greatest email I've ever received. I'm not joking. This is what turned up in my inbox. This was a good day. The business is on. And I'm trying to raise the balance for the gummy bear. So he can submit all the needed fizzy cola bottle jelly beans to the cream egg for the peanut M&M's process to start. Send £1,500 via a giant gummy lizard.
Oh, she said euros. Ah, I don't know what I'm reading. I'm sorry. I could see so many people scamming people back this way, scamming scammers, wasting their time and specifically coming up with code words just so they can either have it on a recording or have it saved in their email.
And that was so much fun, right? That it got me thinking, like, what would happen if I just spent as much time as I could replying to as many scam emails as I could? And that's what I've been doing for 3 years on your behalf. Yeah.
That's what he does?
Let me tell you.
Why does one of the guys look in the audience like he's a scammer and he's just so disappointed and not entertained at all by this TED Talk? It's like, this is bad news for me. Face.
Yeah. Let me tell you, crazy stuff happens when you start replying to scam emails. It's really difficult, and I highly recommend we do. I don't think what I'm doing is mean, right? You know, there are a lot of people out there who do mean things to scammers. I don't think what I'm doing, all I think I'm doing all I'm doing is wasting their time. Right? And I think any time they're spending with me is time they're not spending scamming vulnerable adults out of their savings, right?
I mean, if anybody did start thinking, well, it's kind of mean, like you're misguiding him, you're wasting his time, like anything that you could say, he's trying to scam money out of me. I'm not even trying to fit back. I didn't say, look, only if you invest in this hummus business first, you're gonna have to send me money. Like, you're not even trying to convince them to do what they're doing to you, so wasting time. What? How does this mean? If anything, the dedication to keep them from scamming other people is admirable.
If you're going to do this, and I highly recommend you do, get yourself a pseudonymous email address. Don't use your own email address, because that's exactly what I was doing at the start, and it was a nightmare. Because, you know, I'd wake up in the morning and have like 1,000 emails about penis enlargements, you know, only one of which was a legitimate response to a medical question. But I tell you what, though, guys, I tell you what, any day is a good day. Any day is a good day if you receive an email that begins like this. I am Winnie Mandela, the second wife of Nelson Mandela, the former South African president. I was like, oh, that Winnie Mandela.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Of course, some of them are so obvious to some people, but they're not obvious to everybody. Especially older people, where this started becoming a thing with them. Some things sound so obvious to us, but what if it's not to others? And what if these are just the obvious ones and the other ones that use AI and voices and, you know, scammers in the future are going to be a real problem? Not to say they haven't always been a problem, but it just seems as if they will be even more of a problem because it'll be harder to detect.
Winnie Mandela. I know so many. I need to transfer $45 million out of the country because of my husband Nelson's health condition. Let that sink in. She sent me this, which is hysterical.
Kind of makes you think about people who are scammers and if they're working in groups or at offices or places with lots of other people who are doing this. behind a screen and them talking to each other about this clip. Like, okay, we've had a harder time these last few months. You know, ever since that happened, people have been seeing through it a little bit, even wasting our time. Some people would just say no, don't answer, or whatever else, giving us time to scam other people. But this is clearly lots of time typing out stuff, wasting, not getting anything through. So thinking about people in a room trying to scam others, like, oh my gosh, now everyone's doing it.
And this looks fairly legitimate. This is a letter of authorization, but to be honest, if there's nothing written on it, it's just a shape. I said, Winnie, I'm really sorry to hear of this. Given that Nelson died 3 months ago, I describe his health condition as... That's the worst health condition you can have, not being alive.
Even thinking of a response to that, like at that point, as a scammer, call it. Like, okay, this is not the one.
She said, kindly comply with my banker's instructions. One love. I said, of course, no woman, no cry.
Wait. Lyrics?
She said, my banker would need transfer of $3,000. One love. I said, no problemo. I shot the sheriff. Thank you.
Haven't seen a lot of TED Talks in general. Didn't know that they could come off as, some of them could come off as just a stand-up comedic act. I think I've maybe seen 2 ever, and then maybe clips from several after that. Yeah. I think most of the commentary that I had on this has been said in the video. If you haven't already, I would love for you to join one of my live streams, either on Twitch or on my other YouTube channel. Turbo? Wait, slow down. Okay, sorry. Emulation, maybe turbo mode, not. Got some steps in. Sorry. Come stop by. And, yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.